Welcome everybody to another episode of Mighty Car Mods. We are back in the vag, and in this episode we are going to be modifying this Volkswagen RS3. We're going to be making it fast, aren't we, Martin?
Yeah.
It's just a Golf R, isn't it, Martin?
No, not really. It's a Golf R with a sick engine. Yeah, it's on a similar platform, but that extra cylinder and that extra half a litre of capacity means this thing's going to be a whip.
It is, and there is so much untapped potential in this car. It was probably a decade ago, Martin, that we first unwrapped the banana together.
Yeah.
Peeled it back, ate it, delicious. What are we talking about? Basically, there is a big banana like this. It's wrapped up with tape, and when you try and take the peel down, you can't get into it. The engineers made the banana to be unwrapped, but emissions, safety,
budgets,
exports, all sorts of things, warranty and servicing have meant that the banana can't be unwrapped. So now we're peeling it back. We're exposing the engineer's brilliance.
It's not just about unwrapping your banana, you've got to have supporting banana mods, which means that the engine and the related systems can cope with the extra heat and the extra, wear and tear that is generated. So you've got to have good supporting mods in there before you completely unwrap your banana to make it mad, fast, and a whip.
This is true. Now, we are going all the way to stage 100, but we appreciate that a lot of people don't want to go that far. So what we are going to do is we're going to give you some kind of breakout points of, like, if you just want to do stage 1, then we'll let you know what's involved in that, and then kind of on we go. People are getting 1,000 horsepower out of these. We are not going that far. Sorry, internet. I know on the internet you're meant to have a 1,000 horsepower car, but this is meant to be a daily drive. So it's not going full hectic. We're not going heck, we're going wet.
Yep.
Is that right?
Turning it into a wet. So we've got some mad bits to show you, and I'm pretty keen. There's boxes of stuff behind this car, and that's always fun.
And Bellissimo, we've got a special guest, damn it.
Yep.
It's so good. So, welcome to another year of Mighty Car Mods. There's going to be a lot of Japanese cars this year. This is not one of them. Welcome to another episode of Mighty Car Mods. Everybody, this is our good friend Jackson, and unlike us, he's a proper qualified mechanic. He spent way more time in the vag than Marty and I combined.
Absolutely.
That's the Volkswagen Audi group, by the way. This is his specialty. Now, we met Jackson back in the day. We went to a car meet. It was like a JDM meet, right?
Yeah, I think so. Just, came in work clothes, ended up having a chat, and then that was it.
Jackson was like, you know what? We could sneak into my work and do some mad mods. And then we gave him a call, and he's like, yep, sure. He followed through. Integrity, that's what I like. So he's going to be helping us with the build of our car. Martin,
RS3.
It's exciting. Now, we have a lot of modifications to go on this car.
Is it a Golf or is it not a Golf?
Just how much do you want the internet to hate me?
I don't want it.
Do you consider it a Golf or not?
Look, under the fancy engine, yes. Under the fancy engine, it is a Golf.
So when you pulled engines out of these things and you pull that engine out of a Golf, kind of looks the same?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
It is so responsive, and you get so much out of it without doing nothing crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you're not building like a forged bloody 1,000 horsepower bottom end billet, blah blah blah, whatever. You're just slapping some stuff on, tuning it, and then it will drive like the best daily drive you've ever had in the world, and it will be super comfortable, and when you put your foot down, you will absolutely munch most cars.
Now, we've been saying for years that the best bang for buck for you and your car, whether on the street or the track, is going to be tyres, and this is no exception. So we are putting on a set of Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s. Now, this here is a tyre that was developed by Michelin and Porsche for the 911 GT3, Jackson, is that right?
And the
AMGs?
Yeah, AMGs, the 918 and the 458 Ferrari.
This is a street legal track-oriented tyre that's like an OE tyre for like track model versions of supercars.
Yeah.
Which is, I was going to say, which is what this is, but it's not. That's a Golf.
Best all-rounder, I'd say. For what we're doing with this, it's exactly what we need. Can do everything, can drive in the rain, handle when you really give it to it, and then, is comfortable to ride on.
Yeah.
This is what you want.
Well, if it's good enough for a 911 GT3,
it'll be good for our Polo.
which is basically a really expensive Cayman,
That's an expensive Golf.
it'll be good for our Polo. Tyres and a tune is going to be everything that most people need to get going, but we're going a little further than that. We have an exhaust, we have suspension, we have intake, We have wheels. I do believe we may be the first people in the world to get these. Certainly these were the first from the factory and sent to us. This is the Revo RFO. This is a flow-formed performance wheel.
Ooh.
Look at that. That is
mad.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It's light. It's 19-inch, right? But light.
19-inch, 10 kilos, TUV approved.
What's interesting about this is it's actually can be quite tricky to find wheels that fit this platform that look cool. There's starting to be more and more options out there, but Audis generally, it's quite tricky. It's not like as huge as like if you want wheels for a Supra or an RX-7, it's like there's endless
stuff everywhere.
Where where we are, maybe it's different if you live in Germany, but yeah, to get wheels that you're just gonna fit perfectly and allow you to also run the big brake kit, and that whole combination is really cool. But yeah, offset I think is 45.
Well, the offset of these is a
9-inch.
little wider than factory, because some people, certainly Golfs in the past, people used to run spacers and stuff.
Yep.
Spacers are not required for these to still get a nice kind of squared look.
Yeah. It's also about having the strength as well for the exact car that you need. Like they need to be rated for the car that you've got. But yeah, these are made in England. It's good to know that they've been, they've passed all that sort of stuff, so it's a proper wheel that you can drive like crazy on. So
yeah.
That's mad. Let's get some tyres on them.
Yeah, let's dive in. So what I suggest we do first, Martin,
I'll leave them in the box.
Wheels, tyres, get them off. While they're off, we may as well do suspension and brakes.
Yeah.
And then we get on to front mount, intake, exhaust.
It's a lot.
All the other stuff. There's a lot to do.
It's bolt-ons, but it's a big job.
It is. We are going to be taking this from stock Golf to Mad RS3 in just 24 hours. That is right. By this time tomorrow, it's going to be finished. Let's get to it.
The goal for this car is pretty simple. Replace my Golf R and become a daily drivable hyper hatch that can do low 11 or even 10-second quarter miles with simple bolt-on mods. We also want to see just how far we can take it in 24 hours or less. Now this doesn't seem like much time for the list of mods we have, but being a modern car with quality parts, it should be fairly quick. Once it's done, we'll give it a tune, run it up on the dyno to compare some numbers, and then hit the street for a test drive.
There is meant to be a special tool for removing these Euro caps. I don't know where it is, so I'm using these instead. These wheels are about to go. These are Audi Sport wheels. Apparently these are fancy. This was like a special thing that I think was optioned. I don't want them, and I'm never going to use them again. Do you have a Ryobi brushless DAC yet? These are so good, so small. This here, along with the new ratchet, there are so many garage tasks that are just made easier with those. Hello, Martin. That is like my favourite thing. But this here is little, it's powerful.
Why does it have fake wheel caps?
They're not fake wheel caps, Martin. They are skewer morphs. Okay. It's functional. Well, it's designed to look functional, but has no function. That's what a skewer morph is.
Wheel nuts look like crap.
Do they?
They don't look, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't look as
okay.
classy.
All right.
We're carefully removing the wheels in preparation for our brake and suspension upgrade, and you can see just how bad the existing tyres were. Marty's going to be focusing his attention on the suspension and the brakes, and I'm going to be focusing on removing the bumper and installing the new intercooler and intake.
Hey man, your rear shock says MBQ S3. There's no R, dude, it just says S3, like the lower model. I'm going to put some lowering springs in. These are iBarks, the same as what we used in the Golf, I'm pretty sure. They will give it just a small drop. The rears are super easy to put in. Just whack the springs in, pretty much the same setup as lots of other cars. The front is going to fight a little bit more because you've actually got to put those springs onto the struts. It's just little differences with Euro cars, like instead of it being a 19mm suspension bolt, it's an 18mm. The sway bar's 13 instead of 12 or 14. So slight differences in tooling, but otherwise the same kind of theory. So with these in, it should look mad with a slight drop on those sick wheels and tyres.
All right, the front bar is off. As usual with a lot of kind of Euro cars, it's way more detailed than just unclipping some cable ties on a Nissan so that the front bar falls off. This big black thing here, my Golf had one of those as well. I got that removed. I guess it's just meant to function for different regions so they can fit number plates on it. I think it looks like arse, so that can go. We don't have any stands here, man. We're not professionals. That just sits on the ground. That gets us to where we needed to get to, which is the front mount. There is the factory front mount. Now that kind of actually looks little. I'm sure it actually is fine, but seeing it here, it actually kind of looks little, and we are going to be upgrading that with a Revo front mount intercooler for increased coldness and flow. All right, this here should be our, yay!
Look at that.
So look at how much bigger that is. Here's some numbers for you. 53% more surface area on the frontal area, 38% more core volume.
It's colder.
It's cold. Well, it'll stay colder for longer. Look at it far out. Looks so good.
That's rad, bro.
Look at the size difference. Come with me for a little live extravaganza of sizes. We'll be able to see more when it comes off, but look at that compared to, can you grab that side, Mr. J?
I can.
Look at that compared to,
Let me just do that. Like, look at the difference.
look at it.
It's
It's black, it's fat. Yeah. Now, having a larger front mounts is not just about colder charge air, it's also about the length of time that you can keep doing runs. So if you're doing the drags, for example, your car is going to have a better recovery time if you've got more air, because otherwise you're going to hit a point that you get saturation where you got your kind of your heat soak, and that there will increase the time before that happens, and that is particularly important at the racetrack. A lot of people might ask, well, why wouldn't they put that in then from the factory? Because it's a cost thing, it's a warranty thing, it's a servicing thing, and something like this, even if you're running a stage 1 tune while you might not see the benefit of it, what I want to do with this is put some supporting mods on that are going to help the car when it gets to stage 100. If you want to see a whole video about turbo supporting mods, we've done a whole episode on that, which you can check out, which is all the stuff you need to support your turbo excellence. Anyway, for now, let's undo this. We will get all the pipes, get the stuff, get our front mount on, then we can do the intake.
We have to be really careful with this component because it's part of the adaptive cruise control and autonomous braking, and it's very expensive. Our new wheels and tyres have also arrived, so once the brakes and springs are on, they can go on, and they look amazing. With the clamps loosened off on both sides, it's time to say Auf Wiedersehen to the factory intercooler.
Hey Jackson.
Yeah, dude.
Listen to this, dude. Listen to this one. And now, like this is where the money goes, really, let's be honest. And now listen to this one.
That's mad.
Like straight away you hear
That's
that, don't
mad.
you? You can even tap them like this. Like you're tapping a guitar.
That's sick.
That's amazing. All right, are we just no, we're not putting this on.
No. All the intercool hoses, all the fun bits and pieces, hose clamps, all going to go on.
We're removing the factory intercooler pipes, including silicon, which will get replaced with aftermarket units from the front mount kit.
No, it's not actually lined up. Hold on a second. It says you can't push it too hard, or the flap folds over and then it won't go in the hole. Give it a push. My finger's in the back of it. Yep, keep pushing, now push it harder.
The intercooler piping was a bit of a struggle, but eventually we got it done. Meanwhile, Marty is making excellent progress on our lowered spring install.
The Golf R, we had to do absolutely everything. RS3, look how big it is, man.
Huge.
So that is an 8-pot caliper. It's already massive.
It's awesome.
And that there that you took off, Martin, look at that. That is a big, heavy thing.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
So what we're replacing it with...
Pretty good, though, for a factory part.
Yeah. Is an even bigger, lighter thing that has better cooling. Now, if you look at... Grab that one and grab that one and feel it's not like it's not even close. Grab that.
Oh yeah, wow.
So the difference between that and that in weight is phenomenal. That'd be, I don't even want to guess, multiple kilos, I reckon.
And that looks a bit bigger too, so it looks like you space off the caliper slightly.
Yep.
And that gets you the bigger diameter of this rotor, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And otherwise, just slap it straight on.
Certainly people doing track days and stuff, there haven't been complaints about calipers, but there have been about this.
Yeah.
So look, it's a good upgrade. When you're at this point and everything's off, you may as well put it on anyway.
For sure.
So there you go, Martin.
Awesome.
Have fun with that. Then of course there's got to be a cleaning and bedding in procedure. It goes without saying, but we'll get to that afterwards.
If you're increasing your car's performance or planning on tracking your car, you really should upgrade your brakes. The factory units will work fine for normal street driving and power, but this two-piece floating design is larger and has more efficient cooling vanes. I'll also get a weight advantage of around 2.5 kilos. We're loosely putting everything back together so we can make sure everything lines up before we put it on for the last time.
Our front mount is on, people. While the front of the car is still exposing itself, I'm going to do the intake. So we've got the Revo carbon intake, and so all of this is going to come off. You don't necessarily have to do this with that as well, but there is data, more torque, more wheel power, particularly when paired with the tune that this is going to have anyway. So all of this is going to go. Meanwhile, we'll just keep getting the front of the car back together. Marty has done now the suspension on 3 corners and 1 of the brake upgrades on the driver's side. So there's 1 more spring to do, 1 more disc, and then yeah, we've made a lot of progress today.
The next step is to remove the factory intake. I'll still be using the lower half of the factory airbox, but the top of it is going in the bin. Has a larger outlet and a larger diameter intake pipe, plus I'm installing a new panel filter. I'll also throw in some upgrade silicone hoses, and all of this should deliver around 10 kilowatts at the wheels. But most importantly, it'll also give the RS3 a much needed upgrade on its intake sound, which this car so desperately needs. That's it, the intake is done. Now it's time to get rid of some chrome.
To continue with the kind of stormtrooper vibe of this car, something I'm a massive fan of, I'm getting rid of some of the chrome up the front. So I've actually ordered from Audi in Germany, so these are OEM replacement black badges. So that one goes there, and then somewhere in here, I think, that one there, will also go there. So it's just a cool little subtle, but nice and nasty little upgrade on the front. Which looks cool, and I'm just not a massive fan of the chrome. So that's gonna go, and then the front bar can go back on the car.
With the front bar nicely blacked out, now it is ready to go back on the car.
Some of this plastic under tray is going on, and I'm using a tool I've never used before, which is this bitch ratchet, which is awesome.
Did you say bitch ratchet?
Bit ratchet. What do you think I said?
You said I'm using a bitch ratchet.
No, I didn't. I said bit ratchet. It's a bit ratchet, but look, it's been
A bitch ratchet.
someone sent this to that show, the Unicorn Circuit, and it says chopped, Cheryl, JDM, and Too Sexy on it. And I've never used one before, and it's changing my world.
Can I have a look?
Look, and you put your...
Oh, that goes in there.
But you can put it in there too.
Oh, that's cool.
I've never seen one of those before.
That's
I think it's
actually
just like
really
a
cool.
tool you can buy off the world. But that's mad, hey?
I told everyone this was a Volkswagen RS3. No one believed me. Now there's proof. Right there, look at that. It says Volkswagen RS3 on it.
Believe it or not, these bolt-on parts actually do bolt on, unlike a lot of kits that we've bought in the past. Our intercooler's on, as well as our new intercooler piping, our carbon intake is installed, and so are our lowered eye-buck springs, our brake upgrade's done, and our wheels and tyres are looking amazing. We've even had time to black out the badges on the front of the car, and the whole thing is coming together even quicker than we thought.
It has been an amazing day. And by day, it's actually been a few hours. We're hitting our goal, people, of getting this done in time.
Yep.
Martin, how did your vag experience go today?
I loved it because it's new and clean and nothing fights you. You just get it done, put your head down, butt in the air, and just smash it out. I got the suspension in, I got the brakes on, we've got the wheels fitted up, and like there's a lot to it. It's a bit more fiddly than, you know, an older 90s car or whatever,
Yep.
but it all went on really nicely, and it's just nice parts, man.
Yeah,
it's nice
it
parts.
is. We got the intake on, we got the front mount intercooler on, we got the piping on, but there's more. There's more, people.
There's heaps more. You've jumped through a lot of hoops and done a lot of effort, a lot of work to recreate your Golf. It's looking a bit golfy, man. Look at it. Everyone's thinking it. I'm thinking it. Jackson's thinking it. He just doesn't want to say it. It looks a little bit like your Golf did, but you're getting it back with an extra cylinder, an extra half a litre. It looks sick. I really like the wheels. I like the height. The springs went in really easily. It's looking mad. They'll settle a bit. It's going to be good.
I just want my Golf back.
You're getting your
Really?
Golf back.
I know,
better.
and this is like getting my Golf back.
Dude, you're getting like shaker fries with your Golf meal now.
Yeah,
Like it's
that's-
just a bit
that's
more
true.
spicy.
Struggled a bit here and there, but
Who did?
oh, not me.
There's Volkswagen logos all over it. That's
Yeah.
no surprise.
Let's finish it. Next episode, finish it and let's like tune, drive, like do all the mad stuff.
Yes, that's right.
You're not going to want your Golf after you drive this. When this
Really?
is done,
Well,
you're
it's
not
just
going
it's
to want
the
it.
sound.
Yeah.
And we're going to be diving into the sound next episode. Everybody, see you next time. Thank you very much for watching our Volkswagen RS3 build.
So
it will
good.
continue.